Hello Earth, welcome to episode 50. Wow, it's already 50 of season 2 of Making Cell, a series of videos where I record myself designing and implementing a programming environment called Cell. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I recommend you go to github.com/autocodenl/cell. Link will be in the description. So we're going to continue where we left off yesterday, which is this should be refreshed because I pushed stuff exactly. Or implementing native calls, and I have to actually say I'm struggling a bit with motivation here because I want to use Cell already, but I can't because I basically the editor is let's say quite far from being in a usable state, so I cannot iterate on it that much. So I've been putting quite a bit of thought on the editor. How would it be? So it cannot just be like a normal text editor where you input text and then later everything becomes paths. The idea is that I would be able to type text and it would transform into paths immediately, and then I could just navigate around it. That idea excites me a lot, and I really want that. So I think we need to strategize a bit here on how to do that, because if we just take a big step back and we look at the 4 areas where we're working on Cell, we are basically working on, well, there's work to be done on the editor, which is this and this, all of this. Then the language, we've been working in season 2 has been working exclusively on the language. Actually season 1 too as well. Season 1 was more like the parsing, and now season 2 is well, what were we doing on season, let's say episode 2-1. So what were we doing here? So we were trying to get JSON in and out, so we're still fixing things with the data. Path to JSON, it was still already like language stuff. And if we even go back to season 1, we're just getting the basics drawn in the screen. So that kind of thing. So so what we are trying to do now is we can work on these 4 things: the editor, the language, the database. And the database is basically a way to efficiently get and put paths ready. It's almost like the engine for the language. And then the service, which is basically hosting it and doing all these things. So it makes sense to work more on the language and the editor first, so we can have some path to actually be able to use it. And I guess I just need to keep on going right now and work on the native calls. But one of these episodes I'm gonna actually start working on the editor, because I have a growing urge to be able to use it. And right now the mechanism that I employ to basically interact with Cell is these indirect tests, where I'm not even really using fourdata but an internal representation of JavaScript in the tests. And this is just, it feels it's so far. So I also wanted to do something else, which is because of course when you're testing the text to path and path to text, you need to do it all inside JavaScript, also with this the internal functions. But then once, let's say, the internal functions are tested, there's this set of tests, and I'm trying to remember where's the line. I think it's already here when we're already doing get. Yes, I guess this one. When you do this, I think well, this you cannot really test. You're still testing this thing. It's more like put, also not. Already when when we're starting to test respond, already the test for respond, we could actually write them separately, and we could actually look at, it could be something like this. Let's just take this test for example. I was thinking about this today while I was working. So imagine we had basically some test cases, and then we have one it would be a list, so we have the description. It would be to, what are we testing here? It's a good question. What are we testing there? Yeah, reference. So then you would say something like you start with foo 10, and then I could even do it like this. I could say you start with foo 10 and then reffoo, add foo, and then I'm picking the names based on the order of, so you would start with foo 10 and reffoo add foo, and then the result you expect is, you would say it like this. It would be foo 10 reffoo equals 10, and this would be add foo. This looks to me more readable than this, definitely. So I'm not going to do it right now, I think, but at least I want to do a few more to get a feel of how it would be. And I will only do the puts in the cases where I want to modify a certain thing. Otherwise I would just go with this, doing it all at once. Let's say we do this. Description, aqualung, which is a bad description because it doesn't tell you anything. The initial would be, I would basically have aqualung grade, score grade 100, basically it's like a reference to a hash, something like this. I mean, it's already better, I think. And then I'm setting, I don't know what I was thinking when I did this. Ref, I think I want to distinguish one failing test from another successful one. I'm setting these to, yes, exactly, add score, add aqualung. Oh, I forgot to put on music. Yeah. Let's just put some niche murder. Okay, give me a second. Good, we're back. So we have this here. And the result would be aqualung grade ref will be equal 100, and then I will have add score equals grade here, and then it will be add score add aqualung, and then the score will be grade 100. Yeah, something like that. So you have the initial state, and then you would see, okay, when the system picks it up, what would you get? It would be an indirect reference to a hash. Okay, so aqualung gives you grade, and then score grade gets you 100. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty good. Okay, let's do one more. So for example, one with this, one of these. So this one. maybe sum. Maybe sequence with sum. So initial would be 11 plus 1, 10, and then plus 1 would be, yeah, the call int 1 add 1. Yeah, it would be just basically 1 here, and then we would basically extend. The result would be, so basically this would be 11 is 11, good stuff, and then we have the expansion, of course, would be int 10, and then we have sequence 1. I think I never saw an expansion in fourdata text. It's the first time I do this. Interesting. Okay, I'm really glad I'm doing this. Plus 1 equal 10. Will be sorry, at int. Yep. And then the other one will be 2 1, right? Yeah. And then 11 at plus 1 would be 10. Yeah, and then you have this would be just equal int 1. Yeah. Let's just look at it for a bit. Looks like strange but familiar at the same time. Yeah. It's definitely more readable on a test, that's for sure. I'm wondering if it's actually a good way to represent computation with text, with symbols. And we can also try something else. Let's just try dashes. Like that, even with this amount of nestedness, it's doable. So instead of dots, we'll do this. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Yeah, I mean, dashes look okay as well here. I think they actually look better. They do look better. Yeah. So Yeah, this looks pretty good actually, I would say. Better than this one. Let's try one more. What was it? Call with message with 2 bytes. Yeah. The initial is def do message 1 message. This is wrong. This goes second. Call it would be def bar 1 full 2. Yeah, and the definition basically returns its message. Nice. Response with its message, and the result would be call bar 1 full 2. Yeah, message bar 1 full 2. Then you see the expansion, and then you see the first step of the sequence, which is the only one. Bar 1 full 2. Yeah, this is way more readable than the other one. Way more readable. What would make it even more readable is to be able to do this. Just to give some space, which we, by the way, we can parse that. So we basically ignore empty lines if they're not inside a quoted text. So we're fine. So we could do that. We have the sequence, and then we have sequence 1 at message. Yeah, so message resolves to that, which is this. Yeah, perfect. Def is message 1, and will be do message 1 at message. So that's the expansion. Okay, yeah. This is a good project for later. I would put all the tests, instead of putting them in JavaScript, all the tests like this already with the system, let's say bootstrapped. I would just put them in a text file in fourdata, and then them picked up by JavaScript, and then parsed, and then run, and the assertion tested, because it's way more readable than the other one, and it shows us, yeah, how it is for real. Yeah, so back to what we were doing yesterday. What were we doing? We're implementing these native calls, yeah. You're implementing plus, if I remember correctly, yes. So we can do if types 0 equals list. We can basically do, we're summing lists, so we'll basically, will be concatenation, right? Yeah, that's it. Or do a return we'll do something like it would be so actually how to forbid we get a plus. I need to check. Ah, yeah, sorry, I'm an idiot. That's right here. Actually, I could do it like this actually. Actually, I can do it like this. Return a concat b. Now we'll do return cell js2 paths. Yeah. Yeah, can I do it with the same logic? Yeah, I can. js2 paths. And then we go and then we have the case of the so now for the case where we have minus, yeah, it's always a list. You can repeat a bit and then factor out. You cannot mix things with the minus. How would I implement the minus? Or remove all instances of value? Yeah. Cannot use index off, so I would do it like this. And the aleph field. Yeah. Stop. I would iterate b. they're the same. If they're not the same, if we don't get we'll filter out whatever is not in that one. With hash, we will do it the other way around as well. Yeah, that's a hash. And then for this one will be, oops. Yeah, so I would not do it. I would only like this for number. And for text, honestly, I don't know how I would do it with text. Text minus text. I guess it could be like removing a string. It's a bit weird to use it with minus. Yeah, if I cannot think of how it would be, then let's just leave it. It's just not implemented. What other operations are there that I haven't done yet? Multiplication, division. There's this thing hinting at me about sets. So if I could do, for example, like union of sets, you could do that using the keys of hashes. So that would basically be the plus. So you could have an implementation of sets based on hashes, where you only look at the keys, and then summing will really do the thing, and then subtraction will also do the work with the minus, and then you only intersection, which is this one. I wonder if I should just do division. Which one is a better symbol for that? Yeah, probably this one, the modulus. Multiplication, I think, only makes sense from numbers, unless we start to go the math way and we think about, okay, multiplying matrices. I'd rather get to that when I know what I'm doing, which probably means someone else would do it, because I haven't really programmed at all in R or in APL or J. So we have minus, we have this one. Operation only defined for number. Yeah. And now we just basically do it like this. Well, this is a bit more work than eval. And here I would have to do it like this. These are moments where you feel like you're compiling things. And why I feel I'm compiling things here? Because what I want to do is be able to change this right here conditionally, but I can't, so I have to do it outside and retype more things. So programming is really like writing macros by hand. But hopefully in Cell, that's no longer the case. Oh, I want to do something with numbers, because numbers in JavaScript can suck. So I basically want to round things. I don't like when you have like this 9999998 out of nowhere. So I search for it. Yeah, that's a good one. So in this case, what we want to do is math round. So the function would be return math round of n multiplied by 1,000,000, let's say. We'll do yeah. If I do something like yeah, sure. I mean something like that. Probably I am doing something brutal there, but from an immediate perspective, at least it looks okay. Then we can do with it at 1,000,000. Like actually, we can even do it. Give it 3 more zeros. We don't get flying cars, but we do get that. It's just same amount of time. Yeah, so the math ops are here, and then we have this, so we can wrap up. I need to start working earlier, and I will tell you something else for the lone viewers watching this. The hardest part about this is sitting down to work. Once I start to work, then it just goes okay. But I just want to do anything else, just watch a YouTube video or play a game or read something. But then as soon as I'm sitting down working, it's just okay. It's actually great sometimes even. So we have this. So we are going to implement this division. I'm tempted to do this stuff with text, but nah, we're not going to do it. no text, and then what would it be for a list? I cannot think of. I guess it would be an intersection of values. Never mind. But then if you want the intersection of values, you can just use the second list, right? Yeah, but you don't know which one has more or less. You don't. Intersection of. Yeah, I think I just need to put on more hours. Just churn through this stuff, and from there it's gonna come something. All right. The tests are still running, and if I want to look at it's good that I'm finally using my accumulator function. If I do this, yes, so this seems to be working fine. And I wonder if the end of console log means we're going to be looking at stuff like this. But here. Alright, we're gonna stop here. Thank you for watching. See you next time.